masqueraders ready, ready, ready. See all the trucks them ready. Hello, Carnival. The masqueraders ready, ready, ready.
Well, you see today they wanna clock out.
I say balance in the dot.
Well, you see today they wanna clock out.
Hello, Miss Grippy, Grippy. Come bubble and sit.
Get up and with your crew.
Show it.
Get up and with your crew.
Tick tock.
Get up and with your crew.
Show it. This is Carnival.
Hello and good morning to you. It is the 31st of May 2024. I'm Huma Dimak and I am elated to be here with you today. We're just coming off the heels of an exciting Saint Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, and we're about to delve into yet another internationally acclaimed local festival, the Saint Lucia Lucian Carnival. It really is an exciting one, and I have joining me on panel today Mr. Tamara Gibson, who is the chair of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee. We have Mr. Jason Joseph with us in the studio as well, affectionately known as Bachelor, and he's the coordinator of the National Schools Calypso Competition. And also joining me on panel this morning is Miss Barbara Dublé, Auntie Bobs, who's the coordinator of the St. Lucia Schools Panorama Festival. It really is an exciting one, a press briefing of Junior Carnival, because there are so many new aspects that are going to be included into this segment of Carnival, and we get the opportunity to give you all the information that you require when it comes to that. You know, when it comes to St. Lucia Carnival, our island really comes alive and it becomes a spectacle, especially for our kids. So today we will be speaking with key players in the planning of the festival, and we are beginning with the lady at the helm, Tamara Gibson, who is the chair again of the CPMC. Madam Chair, good morning, and thank you for being here with me this morning.
Good morning, Herma.
How are you feeling about Lucian Carnival?
I'm very excited about the Lucian Carnival. We're here again, we're back here, and we're seeing events being sold out, bands are being sold out, the tents are at capacity, our musicians are releasing some really great music. The community carnivals are back, and we have an increase in numbers, and the general public is showing quite a bit of interest in the festival, so that excites us quite a bit. And of course, as organizers of the festival, we really want to ensure that we maintain that high standard that our patrons are used to, so we're working very hard to make this a reality.
Indeed, and I've had the opportunity to see how you work, so I know when you say you're working hard, you definitely are. When it comes to Junior Carnival, it kicks off our celebration for Lucian Carnival with events as early as next week.
Yes.
And tell us a little more about Junior Carnival.
Junior Carnival, it comes under the umbrella of Lucian Carnival, but we kick off, as you said, next week. And Junior Carnival is an opportunity for the youngsters, for the youth, to showcase their talent, to showcase their creativity, and to show their cultural pride. And we want to take this opportunity we always take an opportunity to give them that opportunity to be a part of the festival as well. Also, they have an opportunity to promote their own creativity throughout the festival. So this is what we are looking at for Junior Carnival for this year. And of course, we also want them to take ownership and become custodians of the festival. So in essence, this is what Junior Carnival is.
Nice. We saw our youngsters really stepping up and representing last year when it came to being a part of the festival. Can you kind of highlight for us, when it comes to Junior Carnival, what are the events that are a part of it?
Junior Carnival has 4 events. We have the National Schools Calypso Competition, we have the National Pan Festival, we have Junior Parade of the Bands. And with us today, we have the coordinators of those various events, and they'll tell you a little bit more about them. But for 2024, we have one new event, which is the Schools Tour. The Schools Tour will start on June 4th, next week, Tuesday, and it will be over a 2-week period. So during that time, we will visit primary, infant, and secondary schools, selected schools across the island. And we will be bringing to them a bit of the carnival festivities. So they will have an opportunity to see reigning monarchs, various creatives and artists, and of course, our carnival ambassadors.
Very nice. And in speaking of that, you know, people hear Junior Carnival. Can you highlight and ensure that we understand who exactly the festival is targeting?
The festival targets persons between the age range of 2 to 17 years old.
Okay.
So it is for the youth, really, for them to have an opportunity to be part of the festival so that they can experience the fun, the euphoria that is Carnival.
And of course, speaking to sustainability, I'm sure as well.
Yes, it's important that they are included, and because we want to ensure inclusivity and sustainability. These are some of our core focus areas for 2024.
Nice. So we've seen several of our Calypsonians coming from the school Calypso stage, including our reigning king, T Blacks. We know that was one of his arenas that he very aptly mentions when speaking to him. What steps are the CPMC taking to ensure that we see more young Calypsonians being trained for the big stage?
Well, the CPMC, we recognize the importance of nurturing and developing young talent. So together with agencies such as the Ministry of Education, the CMMC, the Cultural Development Foundation, and the Ministry of Tourism through the Creative Industries Department, we are all taking various steps and making avenues available to ensure that the youth are able to develop their talents for the future, because they are the future. They are the ones who will ensure that our cultural heritage lives on. And so it's important, and we take that very seriously.
Right, and I know that you're just alluding to that right now, but highlight for us further the significance of Junior Carnival when it comes to, from the perspective of the organizers of Lucian Carnival.
Junior Carnival is very important to us. And when we think of Junior Carnival, we focus again on inclusivity and sustainability. It's important to us, we say it all the time, that Carnival is for everyone. And when we say everyone, that means the children as well. The youth, it's for them as well. So we want to ensure that there is a safe space. We want to ensure that there is responsible enjoyment during Carnival celebrations for the children. We want to ensure that there are opportunities for them to attend various events and be part of the festival. So it is, I like to call it a high priority for us to ensure we create these experiences for the youth, so that they know that we have responsible areas, alcohol-free areas. We have areas that are where responsible music is played, and of course responsible behavior. That's very important to us.
Oh, very nice. Thank you so much for setting the stage for us this morning when it comes to our press briefing on Junior Carnival. That is what we will be talking about for the next 45 minutes or so. Again, let me say good morning to Jason Bachelor Joseph, who we will be having a conversation a little more. He's going to give us a little bit of insight into the Junior Calypso competition. But just in case you missed the last year, we want to give you a little bit of insight of exactly what you missed.
A happy, oh yeah. A happy, oh yeah. Woo. Life sweet, I ain't you see me jamming inside the party. Being happy now is my priority. Cause when this soca hit in my soul, good vibes start to unfold. Nothing taking is stealing from me. So I say life sweet, I ain't rich, but I'm blessed. So I'm feeling irate, I'm feeling irate. Life sweet, I ain't rich, but I'm blessed. So I just want party, I just want party. And let me go. Happy is a happy, is a happy, oh yeah.
And welcome back. You are viewing the press briefing of the Junior Carnival 2024. We're talking to key players when it comes to making the festival possible. And if you're just joining us, I want to say thank you so much for being here with us. We are about to have a conversation with Mr. Jason Batchelor Joseph, who is the coordinator of the National Schools Calypso competition. And we saw a stellar competition being put on last year, Mr. Joseph. So I can imagine that you were quite excited to first to delve into the Schools Calypso competition this year.
Yes, I think it's going to be another exciting competition based on what I've seen. So I think we should all be looking forward to it.
Nice. You know, Jason, you've been involved with the National Schools Calypso competition for such a long time. We've seen so many greats being born from that stage, and you're also very well known for your contributions as well to supporting the development of our culture. Tell us about the significance of this competition to you, as well as that of the Calypso art form.
I think if we want to see the continuity of the senior Calypso competition, an improvement in the quality of performances, the quality of songs, we must always remember that it begins when the students are young. Unfortunately, a lot of people tend to forego that there is a process involved. People don't just wake up and start doing music at 30 years and 24. So it really begins at the schools. And it's important to me to develop the students' talents at that age so that as they get older, hopefully they can transition from the schools. It's happening to a limited extent, but we need to see more of it. They transition from the schools into the senior tents and so on. And it's not just about Calypso, we develop as well musicians. For example, the band that is playing for the students, we have about 2 students who recently left, I think, Castries Comprehensive. They're currently playing in the band. So we're developing musicians as well, composers, arrangers. A lot of the teachers and even students are writing their own songs. So it's extremely important.
Nice. So you're saying to me, in my big age, don't even try and enter.
No, I'm not saying that, but most likely, if you ask any artist, how did you start, they will tell you choir at school, choir in church. But usually when you're young, if not before your teenage years, well, at least your teenage years. So it's important.
I definitely agree with you there. Can you provide us with some insight as to how our competitors are usually selected when it comes to the schools competition?
Right, so the information goes out to the schools from September. I usually send a calendar of activities. Schools Calypso is included. So from January, the same year of Calypso, they are supposed to register. So registration goes from January all the way to the end of the second term. All they're supposed to do at this point is to register their interests. So they would register the school and the teacher who will be coordinating. This year we had, I think, the most, I would say thanks to CPMC, because they sent in, I think, a memo at the last minute, and the principals put some pressure, I can tell you, on some schools, and they ended up joining, which was good. So we had about 40 schools that registered, which is the most that we've ever had. A couple of them dropped by, they didn't participate eventually, they didn't show up, but we had about 40 registered schools. From that point on, we have auditions, which is usually held the first Friday in May, somewhere about there. And we get 3 professional judges, national judges. They listen to the students sing with a track usually, or they allow the acoustic guitar, keyboard. And from that point, we select 10 primary, 10 secondary. Of course, as the competition continues to grow, we may have to be adapting certain things, because that's quite a number of schools to audition. So I'm thinking down the line, we may have to consider a semi-finals or something, or maybe at a district level. It's something that's up for, I guess, discussion.
Nice. I like that you mentioned that you're using professional judges, and I think it speaks to the quality that we see on the stage when it comes to the school's competition. You highlighted after the audition process, can you highlight for us or tell us who will be participating in the school's competition next week?
Yes, I can quickly go through the schools. In terms of the primary, we have Mondador Primary School, Carmen Rainey Memorial, Ave Maria Girls Primary, Auger Combined, Castries Anglican Infant, Les Etangs Combined, that's from the Soufre area, in case anybody doesn't know, Montgouge Combined from District 7, Vieux-Fort Infant and Ciceron RC Combined. For the secondary schools, we have Sir Ira Simmons Secondary, Cyrus Simmons won last year, Vieux-Fort Comprehensive, Bocage Secondary, Corinth Secondary, Miku Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent, Patricia D. James Secondary, Castries Comprehensive, Ciceron Secondary, and Saint Lucia Sports Academy. And one thing to note is the number of schools from the South, which was a personal objective of mine to get more participation from the South. In the previous years, it was just mainly a lot of schools from the North, but from last year to this year, we've had quite a number of schools from the South participating.
And that speaks to definitely the development of the festival and the inclusivity as well.
Yes, and in terms of development, just quickly, we have more participation from schools in general and schools that are having their own shows, which is something else I personally would like to see, not just send a student to represent, but to develop the culture among the schools throughout the island.
Very nice. Can we get a little bit of insight into preparation for the festival in terms of the activities that the students go through?
Right, so after auditions, the main event that we have annually is a voice and performance workshop for the students, the actual participants. I believe it's the most important because at that workshop, I go through certain tips and strategies to help them to sing better. For example, making sure their songs are in the right key, that is extremely important. The proper use of the mic, simple things like that could affect your placement at a competition. We go through their stage presence, how to use their body, emotions, and so on. And it's one of the workshops where I could actually see on the day, actually observe the improvement in each student. So it's a very important workshop. That's the main activity in terms of preparing them for the stage. The schools also have their own events. Some of them perform at the senior tents. They're invited to perform, so they really get to warm up and prepare for the big day. They have their own performances at the schools as well, and I leave it up to the teachers after the voice and performance workshop to continue to train and prepare the students based on what they've done at the workshop. So far, it's been working, I think.
Oh, very nice. Now, this next question, Madam Chair, I hope you don't mind that I direct it to you. Let's talk about the prizes. Last year, we saw winners being handsomely rewarded. Can we expect the same this year?
As usual, Corporate Saint Lucia always comes out to support Lucian Carnival and by extension, Junior Carnival. And I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for this year, 2024, Peter Malta, the National Lotteries, KFC, Promotech, and Sandals St. Lucia. And we do have some educational gadgets normally for the participants. And of course, this year, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we are putting together some lovely prizes for the participants. And of course, there's a monetary prize which normally goes to the school. So of course, the last thing that we always do is we invite the winners of the primary and the secondary school competition to be guest artists at the National Calypso Monarch Finals on that night. We think it's important for them to get that experience so that they can dream, and they can dream big and see these are the possibilities for them. So that's what we have in store this year.
Very nice. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the National Schools Calypso competition is really kicking off the Junior Carnival segment for Lucian Carnival. Jason, you've got insight into the music, you've heard the music, you've seen the young people in action. Can you kind of set a picture, paint a picture for us of what we can expect and encourage people to really come out, if possible, or to look out for the festival and to support the young people in the way that they can?
To be honest, the school calypsonians for a couple of years now have been giving the seniors a run for their money. And it seems even very serious. I'm not the only one saying it because I'm part of it, but other people have mentioned the quality of the students, both the songs and the competition. And from what I've heard this year, I think we are either on the same level or even a step above. A lot of the songs I've listened to, for some reason this year, the theme seems to be around the whole crime and gang sort of thing that's happening in St. Lucia. But the creativity of the writers and the arrangers, it's something to look forward to.
Very nice. That I'm happy to hear that. So that was Jason Joseph, coordinator of the National Schools Calypso competition, and we are sharing with you more of the key players, hearing everything to do with Junior Carnival 2024. Up next, we talk panorama. But first, let's take in some of the highlights of our National Panorama competition from last year. And we are back. We're having conversations with key players for Junior Carnival 2024. We've heard from the chair of the CPMC, and we've also had a conversation with Jason Joseph, giving us insight into our Junior Calypso Schools competition. And now we speak Junior Panorama, and we are having a conversation with Mistress Barbara Dubilly. I think I have the right to call her Auntie Babs. Auntie Babs, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. And how are you doing this morning?
We're good. We're good.
Nice, nice. I'm very excited to see this new addition to Junior Carnival. And I know that I'm not the only one. Still, pan music is a staple when it comes to Saint Lucia Carnival. And if you've been to any one of the panorama competitions, you know the vibrance and the energy. And just seeing the still pan players on stage, it's something that if you've never played a pan, it's something that you aspire to. And now we're seeing space for that included on the school level as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about what we can expect when it comes to the festival?
Okay. Having included the school Still Pan Festival this year on the Junior Carnival calendar, we think it's commendable because this is one of the events that the schools have been looking forward to, and they've never had that opportunity. We've heard of Junior Panorama and not a schools festival, Panorama Festival as it's called. But I think when the idea was brought to the schools, They were excited, those who participate in schools. Of course, a lot more schools would have loved to be part of this event, but again, the limitations of the pans at the schools not having the access to the pans, so some of them are left out. But the participating schools, they are elated, they're excited, the children are excited, and looking forward to June the 8th. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So it's the National Schools Pan Festival.
It's a festival. It's not a competition, and that's the first thing they said. It's not a competition. If it's a festival, we are all in. Yes.
Nice. So it's a nice clarification. Thank you so much for highlighting that very important aspect. Can you tell us how many schools can we expect participating in this year's festival?
Yeah. Although we have 7 bands participating, but actually we have 10 schools. What happened is when the idea was brought up to some of the schools, for example, St. Mary's College, and they said, of course we want to be part of it, but we don't have enough members to perform. And so Patricia James came in and said, of course we can merge and have one band, you know. So we have the Leon Hare Secondary School, we have Coram Secondary School, Sir Iris Simmons, Soufre has merged with Canries, so we have Soufre Canries, although it's one band, but 2 schools. We have the Miko Primary School as well, and whom I were left with? Yes, so we have 7 bands. Yes, I think I've mentioned everybody.
Very nice.
Yes.
A school's Panorama Festival is very interesting. Is a pan currently being taught in these schools? Can you highlight for us as well as preparation with the teachers?
The still pan at not many schools have pans. As I said, it is not it's not in the school curriculum. It's not being taught as a subject. But the schools that have the pans, it is seen as an extracurricular activity. So the children have the choice to be part of the school band. But I think it is something that all schools should look into, because there are so many benefits that the schools, the children, the students can derive from playing the pan, and it is something that we can look into the future, yes.
Very nice. Madam Chair, I know that, as you know, Panorama is an integral part of our Carnival Festival. I remember back in the day, we would see pan being actually a part of the parade of Monday and Tuesday. And I know I might be a little cheeky here with this question, but we've seen a decline when it comes to the attendance level of the national competition. Is the addition of Junior Carnival, that on the Junior Carnival calendar, an attempt to breathe life into pan?
It's not only to breathe life into pan, but we want to offer expansion and also diversity for the juniors. Pan is very important to us, and we have seen an increase in the numbers in the last 2 years at Senior Panorama. And if you also look, there are quite a few juniors who participate in the senior competitions. So there are quite a few young persons who actually play pan. So we thought it was important to give them an opportunity for them to have their own festival so that they can celebrate, they can enjoy, they can immerse themselves into our culture. And of course, we're looking at sustainability always. So we keep the interest peaked, and so we get more of them to want to participate, as Mrs. Dubele just said, to get the schools more interested and to give them that avenue to showcase their talents.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you so much for that, Madam Chair. Mrs. Dubele, I want you to give you the opportunity to really encourage people to come out and be a part of the school's Pan Festival. I remember you mentioning that it's happening on Saturday, the 8th of June, and you've highlighted some of our participants as well. I know that the community of Labrie, the school in Labrie, also a part of it in addition to the participants that you've mentioned. So giving you the opportunity to really just encourage people to come out and be a part of the festival.
I think as long as people know that it is happening, they will be there, because Junior Panorama, it was something that a lot of young people participated in. On Saturday, we are going to see over 100 young people, ranging from the 5 years to 16 years old. We have secondary, primary merging and that is something that we have not seen on stage before. As well, I'm talking about, unless it was Panorama, where you have juniors and seniors. But normally you would not see a 5-year-old playing pan on stage with a group. And I think that is something that people should look forward to. We have some very young players among the communities, giving the support to the schools as well. Although some of the groups don't have teachers as trainers, but yet community persons are coming out because the support is there. And so we know that they are rehearsing. I know this week it's going to be really hard for some of the groups. And especially when we look at Soufre canneries. Soufre is actually going to canneries every afternoon to rehearse. So that's to show you the interest that those young people have in playing the steel pan. And I think as long as the word is out, people are going to come out, because the young people are working hard. They are going to showcase, some really good talent, music-wise. The arrangers have been working as well, and it's going to be good, yes. So we're encouraging people to come out. See those young people. We have not had a junior panorama for a few years. Here's the opportunity to see our young people doing something good, and they need to be highlighted. They need to be commended.
Very nice. Thank you so much for that insight. And I'd like to say thank you to Jason Bachelor Joseph as well for sharing the information that you did with us. We're continuing this press briefing, giving you all the insight that you need when it comes to Junior Carnival. And when we return from this highlight, we will be speaking with DPS Calvin Lee from the Ministry of Tourism, as well as Barry George, who is the chairman of the Carnival Bands Association. Stay with us.
Chagozile, what you say? Hello, Carnival. Nice to see you again, coming fresh off the plane. Hello, Carnival. Back on Alice the end. We can't stay time anticipating. Oh yeah, we waiting, but now we ready to mash up the road. Yo, now is the time to pull our stunts. Cause when we reach the waterfront, we doing whatever the hell we want. Jump as much as you want, wave as much as you want, girl, wine as much as you want. This is Carnival. Jump as much as you want, wave as much as you want, girl, wine as much as you want. Now let me see you.
And just in case you missed it, we're sharing all the excitement that we had when it came to Junior Carnival 2023. Joining Madam Chair and I on set right now is Barry George, who is chair of the CBA. President of the CBA, as well as Mr. Galvin Lee, who is DPS in the Ministry of Tourism. Thank you so much for joining us and being here to share insight with us. Barry, we're going to start with you. You know, we hear a lot about the Carnival Bands Association, and we know that when it comes to Lucian Carnival, that you have a major task. Can you highlight for us exactly what is the role of the Carnival Bands Association when it comes to Lucian Carnival?
Well, the role of the Carnival Bands Association, we actually serve to promote the development of Carnival and also, you know, to give representation to all the organizations, which are the Carnival bands, both juniors and seniors, give them the representation and also prepare them, you know, to be part of this amazing festival. And of course, we also the linkage between other organizations that represents them and also give advice and vision and structure in terms of assisting all the agencies that deals with Carnival as it relates to Saint Lucia Carnival.
So you're saying if I want to put a band on the road, I come to you?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you for highlighting that. When it comes to Carnival, we know that CBA has really a mammoth task in preparing for Junior Parade of the bands. Can you give us a little bit of insight into what we can expect this year? Will we see how many bands we will see participating in this year's parade? And you can tell us also a little bit about the communities.
Okay, so of course when I hear Junior Carnival, I'm always excited. When I refer to my members, I call them the future of Carnival, because that's where it all starts for us. This year we are featuring 10 Junior Carnival bands, and we hope to bring over 800 young persons on the road this year, which should be increased for us as well.
Oh, wow.
They are young organization, young persons, young band leaders who came from Junior Carnival themselves, who's now making their contribution. And of course, we're trying to bring the spectacle of the carnival for, you know, in Junior Carnival. This year, let me just give a list of the names of the bands that we have this year. We have a newcomer this year called Laughs and Giggles. We have the Reading Junior Band, New Wave. We have Happy Fit, Harmony, Carnival Band, Creative Mass, R&E. We have the Justice Kids as well. We have Insomnia Carnival Band, we have Happy Fit Carnival Band, and I hope I remembered everybody, but but we have 10 bands who will be gracing the streets of Castries on the 7th of July, and we're excited about that. In the Junior Carnival, we have basically 3 major competitions. We have the Junior King and Queen of the Bands, of course, that's where the Kings and the Junior Kings come out, and we also have the Individual of the Year competition, where it's again the individual costumes. And then as of last year, we introduced 2 more categories in the Individual of the Year, where we have the ages 4 to 6, and then we have the ages 7 to 11, because we're realizing that more individual costumes are coming out, and just to incentivize them and to encourage it, we categorize it just to bring more children into the carnival.
Very nice. Last year, if you missed Junior Carnival, the Junior Carnival Parade, you really missed seeing these young ones put everything out there in terms of enjoying themselves. And it's nice, clean fun.
Of course.
And we also saw quite a safe environment being set for them. And Madam Chair, I'm going to direct that next question to you. How do you ensure the safety of our children when it comes to events like the Junior Parade?
Safety is paramount to us, so we work very closely with the Royal Saint Lucia Police Force and other emergency agencies to ensure that we have our emergency plans and safe spaces for the Junior Parade. Also, we work very closely with the Events Company of Saint Lucia to ensure that our venues are safe and at a proper standard for both the participants and the patrons. And would like to take this opportunity to thank the Events Company of Saint Lucia for the support that they provide to the CPMC to ensure everything is always at the highest standard possible. So we always want to ensure as well that all our activities for children, we end by 5 p.m. before the sun sets. To ensure that they can have fun in the daylight and within a reasonable time, and also the environment for them is safe. So we work very closely with these agencies to ensure that we can make this happen.
Very nice. Thank you for highlighting that. For us, Barry, when it comes to the costumes that these kiddies really are donned in, we can tell that a lot of work goes into it to ensure that they have, beautiful costumes to wear. I know that you mentioned King and Queen, Junior King and Queen of the bands as well. Do we see these costumes being made locally?
Yes, actually, they're all made locally. And Junior Carnival, I would say, is one of the, I would call a developmental aspect of Carnival, because all the bands encourage mass camps, and all the bands do training of individuals, whether they come from secondary schools. Sometimes the theater art schools bring their students to the mass camp to see what's going on, and this is where the children get to do the patterns and braid and cut stuff, and they're all part of that process. And it's the reason that you would see a lot of interesting creations come out on that day, because they're all part of it. And yes, it is very much local, and we're proud to do that, of course. And I think the Junior Carnival is, I believe, is the perfect place for a junior creator to be part of. Today we see that most of the band leaders today in the seniors came from Junior Carnival. So we're ensuring that the legacy of that continues, and the opportunity for careers, whether it's for designing and costume building, wire building, and all that, organizing an event, all that comes from in the train from just Junior Carnival.
I definitely agree with you there, Barry, because I don't know how they missed it, but I feel like I was meant to be in a mass camp somewhere from a very early age. But I hear that we have insight into what are some of the costumes are going to look like. So we want to give you insight into that as well. So let's take that in.
Let me tell you how I'm looking. I do so fine, and I swear she's a cutie. She's so fine, and she's a body.
Highlight there of all the creativity going into Junior Carnival Parade of the Bands this year. We saw some of the themes that are going to be portrayed as well. And Barry, you did mention that's happening on the 7th of July.
7th of July.
All right, one definitely to put on your calendars and not to miss. Barry, when it comes to Junior Parade, like I mentioned before, it really is a joy to be able to see these kids in their costumes. They're running, they're jumping, and they're singing along to the music, which is one of the things for me that really had me last year, just seeing them really taking in the music and singing along with artists like Ezra. What would you say makes this an important aspect or piece in our carnival?
I would say, well, music is important. The music really impacts the festival. I would say the route is another area that impacts the festival, and the fact that the kids, I would say, get the opportunity to simulate, what the adults get, and to be part of that stage, and to cross the stage, and to do it right. I think this is what the highlights of it, more or less. Yeah.
Yes, Barry, I would want to give you the opportunity a little later on to really just encourage people to come out and support Junior Carnival. Okay, so I will say to the public, July 7th, come support. They have 10 lovely bands to be part of. They have the look out for the social media handles out there. Look for them. Support the Junior Carnival. We want the numbers to grow. We want the numbers to reflect the adult numbers as well.
This is a place that we want to encourage everybody, and as Madam Chair said earlier, Junior Carnival is from 2 to 17. Of course, the 13, 14-year-olds feel they're too big for it, but there is a space for them. Let them know that that's a perfect and a safer place for them to do it. So be part of the Junior Carnival, and we look forward to having a wonderful festival this year.
Nice. Thank you so much for that, Barry. Now, we cannot be speaking with the key players of Saint Lucia, of Lucian Carnival, without getting that insight of the Ministry of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information. And to give us that perspective, we have Mr. Calvin Lee, DPS within that ministry. Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for being here with us. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, thanks.
Nice. Now, when it comes to the mission of the ministry, when it comes to Carnival, is very clear. It's to create an environment for the rejuvenation as well as the celebration of St. Lucia's cultural heritage and development for a vibrant national creative industries program. And when it comes to Lucian Carnival fits quite nicely in that. Can you highlight for us how exactly does Lucian Carnival align with that mission?
Right. So Carnival generally, Carnival in St. Lucia, Carnival in the region, has its roots from pre-colonial times. So it shows that connection to that time, as well as connection to the ancestors from way back when. So it's definitely an expression of our cultural heritage. So it fits nicely with the ministry's mission with regard to that. So it gives an opportunity for Carnival to showcase those creatives, give them the opportunities through music, dance, theater, and various other aspects to really put Lucian Carnival out there and to for that particular purpose.
Nice. Now, I saw you nodding when I alluded to Junior Carnival and the kids really coming out and enjoying themselves. So I can tell that is an aspect of Carnival that you personally appreciate.
Indeed, indeed. And I think too, and as Madam Chair alluded to a little earlier, Junior Carnival, I think it's really, really important, and it fits well with the whole theme of the Lucian Carnival. So it's that opportunity for the younger persons to get involved. It sparks the interest then to become part of it. Also, you find it also is the opportunity for them to express some of their own talents and develop skills that way, as well as the opportunity for those who've come up seeing their parents, all the siblings involved in the National Carnival, an opportunity for them to participate in their own space.
Yeah, so I would say that you would agree with me when I say it really also lends to our cultural preservation and the preservation of our traditions as well.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Yes.
Nice, nice. St. Lucia seems to be increasingly popular for intergenerational travel or family or groups. How does festivals like Junior Carnival and other parts benefit St. Lucia as a destination?
Great. I believe that Junior Carnival particularly gives that, helps to broaden the product that's available for visitors to St. Lucia with family groups or other youth groups coming through the island, gives them that another activity to participate in. So I think that augurs well. We've had over the years different types of groups traveling for the various reasons. Junior Carnival is another reason. And I think also looking long term, we may even get to the point where we invite groups from other countries to participate and compete in the Junior Carnival as well.
That is definitely something I would love to see when it comes to addition to Lucian Carnival, definitely. Madam Chair, highlight for me the distinction between Junior Carnival and the overall Lucian Carnival. I think it seems critical to be able to do so. Why the emphasis on the separation in recent years? Because we would hear Lucian Carnival, but now we're seeing a focus or emphasis to ensure that we highlight the Junior Carnival aspect of Lucian Carnival.
It's important to give Junior Carnival its own spotlight. It's a different demographic that we are catering to. And so we need to focus on the unique needs of that demographic. Junior Carnival, we know very much that the youth, they are the future. And when we talk about sustainability, we need to allow them to be included in the festival. We need to help them understand that the festival belongs to them. They are the future of the festival. They need to also understand and identify what the rich cultural history that our Lucian Carnival has. They need to build on the cultural pride. So it was very important to us to pull Junior Carnival and give it a spotlight of its own, and to ensure that you feel that they are included and there are things for them to participate in the festival. So the festival, we're focusing on inclusivity, and as I said before, the youth are very important part of that, because they are the next musicians, they're the next calypsonians, the next soca artists, the next event producers, event promoters. So we need to give them an opportunity to shine and to also own the festival.
Very nice, thank you for that. Back to you, DPS. What about the potential economic impact of Junior Carnival? Where would you say that impact is most felt?
Right. I think it's throughout the island. Again, the Junior Carnival it's a smaller aspect of the National Carnival, so it reflects that. So you have the same producers, some music producers. You have the different designers, seamstresses, tailors, the persons who put the costumes together. So I think it's fairly widespread, and the mere fact too that we have community participation, for example, coming out of for steel pans. So throughout the island, I think it can be felt.
Thank you so much for that, DPS Lee. If you are just joining us, you're reaching the end tail of the press briefing of Junior Carnival. We do have a recap for you in terms of all the events that you don't want to miss a part of this festival. So stay with us and we'll go through that when we return.
Hey, Chavozile, what you say? Hello, Carnival. Nice to see you again, coming fresh off the plane. Hello, Carnival. Back on at least the end. We can't stay in anticipating. Only we waiting, but now we ready to mash up the road. Yo, now is the time to pull our stunts. Cause when we reach the waterfront, we doing whatever the hell we want. Jump as much as you want, wave as much as you want. Girl, wine as much as you want. This is Carnival. Jump as much as you want, wave as much as you want. Girl, wine as much as you want. Now let me see you. Hand up in the sky, hand up in the sky. Hand up in the sky, hand up in the sky. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Hello, pretty girl. In your costume so nice, it does give me a vibe. Hello, sexy girl. Winding up in the band like you don't have a man. All I want is just a taste of that sexy waist. Girl, come let we brace, we not watching face. Cause right now we on the hunt. So when we reach the waterfront, we doing whatever the hell we want. Jump as much as you want, wave as much as you want. Girl, wine as much as you want. This is Carnival.
And thank you for staying with us today. You heard from DPS Calvin Lee from the Ministry of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information. Also heard from Mr. Mara Gibson, who is the chair of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, Mr. Jason Batchelor Joseph, coordinator of the National Schools Calypso Competition, Mrs. Brabber Dubili, who's the coordinator of the Schools Panorama Festival, as well as Mr. Barry George, who's chairperson or president of the Carnival Bands Association. I want to say thank you to all of you for being a part of our discussions today and really sharing the pertinent information that we require when it comes to a Junior Carnival. Things to remember when it comes to Junior Carnival, of course, you want to remember that the National Schools Calypso competition is kicking it all off on the 7th of June. We also have on Saturday, the 8th of June, the Schools Panorama Festival starting at 2 p.m. Both events happening on the SAB in VG Castries. And then, of course, we have the Junior Parade of the Band scheduled for Sunday, the 7th of July in the city of Castries. And Barry, I want to give you the opportunity to really once again encourage people to come out
Thanks for that.
to be a part of it.
Okay. All right, so I'm asking the parents, the revelers, those interested, the preschools, primary school, community groups. Junior Carnival is the place to be, where you get one of the most amazing creation in costumes. And of course, it's a really a perfect place for young persons who are curious about costume building, and they could be part of that process. So be part of the process, even though you don't play the mass as well. Come out, find the information. There are 10 bands who will be featured this year, and they're excited about doing that. So we ask you to come support the Junior Carnival. It's all about cultural development and cultural preservation, and ensuring that the Saint Lucia Carnival has a solid future.
Nice, put quite nicely, Barry. Thank you for that. DPSC also want to give you the opportunity for final thoughts that you would like to share when it comes to Junior Carnival, and anything that you would like our public to know.
Sure. Again, the Junior Carnival is an important part of Lucian Carnival. We continue to support it. We continue to encourage St. Lucians here and abroad to participate as well as they can. Again, it's the building ground for the larger national event. So honing their skills and opportunity and their talents from the junior level is quite important. So we encourage everybody to support and participate.
Thank you for that, DPSC. And Madam Chair, of course, final thoughts for you. I know that, you know, from the broad spectrum when it comes to Junior Carnival, final thoughts that you'd like to share with us.
I'd like to invite everyone to come out and support the youth. The shows are not only for the children, the adults are invited as well. I think it's important to have the adults come out and show the youth that we are supporting them. We want you to look out for the school store. The Lucian Carnival bus is coming to a school near you. We're coming to excite you and to ensure that you are a part of Lucian Carnival. So we want to ensure that everyone is feeling the vibe and embodying the spirit of Lucian Carnival 2024, because we know that St. Lucia Carnival, there's nothing sweeter than that.
Indeed, indeed. And on that note, I should remind you that if you want to get tickets for any of the Junior Carnival events, you can do so. Tickets for the Carnival events are $10 for kids and $20 for adults, and they can be purchased at the school nearest to you, as well as Steve's Barbershop in Castries, and the Cell outlets island-wide as well. Again, we are encouraging you to come out and support the children when it comes to Lucian Carnival. Be a part of Junior Carnival 2024. We must also say thank you to our sponsors making it possible for Junior Carnival 2024, Peter Malta, as well as National Lotteries Authority. We want to say thank you to Promotech as well, KFC, Sandals, and of course, we want to encourage you to stay informed when it comes to Junior Carnival events, and you can do so by visiting www.carnivalstlucia.com or follow JRC Carnival Saint Lucia on Facebook and Instagram as well. Until next time, I'm Humadi. Thanks for watching.
Masqueraders ready, ready, ready. See all the trucks them ready. Hello, Carnival. The masqueraders ready, ready, ready.
Well, you see today they wanna clock out.
I say balance in the dot.
Well, you see today they wanna